But what I'm saying I would do, if this is what happened to me, and wallahi, I'd get married to two other women, not one. I'd have three wives at this point, maybe four actually. Go to the coffee shop. Go to the coffee shop, or go to or go to the restaurant. Yeah, no problem. Say it with the second one. Yeah.
Check the proportions.
Make sure you check the proportions. Yeah, and make sure.
Marriage is a beautiful covenant given to us as a gift by God, designed to unite one man and one woman as husband and wife. Under this covenant, and one man and one woman becomes one flesh, and only death can separate them. You look at the Bible and then you get to see amount of the responsibility God of Bible gives to husband and wife within marriage. Nowhere in the Bible you will see that God of Bible treated marriage as lightly. Nowhere in the Bible you will get to see God of Bible sees one spouse as an item from the shop. Nowhere. God of Bible makes it very clear He hates divorce. God of Bible makes it very clear that husbands must love the wife as Christ loved the church and Christ gave himself for the wife. Husband must be sacrificially loving their wife, and wives are called to submit to their husband. That reflects the perfect unity, perfect relationship within Trinity. Father, Son and Spirit, eternal unity, perfect relationship. Yet what we are about to hear is deeply troubling. Daniel Haqiqatjou and Mohammed Hijab, two Muslim men, are sitting down and discussing marriage, discussing problems within marriage. But as they discuss this, they are seeing wife as something you go and grab from the shop. You go to shop, look at the shelf, and then grab which one you want, and then pay the price, and then come home. Wives are not stuff. Wives are not thing. Wives supposed to be someone who you share your life with. As Mohammed Hijab and Daniel Haqiqatjou discusses wife and sees wife as just a thing from the shelf, this is simply in their mind is the solution to the problems within marriage. Go and add another wife. Not only another wife, but another wives. That's not how God of Bible intended. I am very much aware in Islam when you don't need your wife anymore, you go and grab another one. I am very much aware that while Muslims are speaking these things in public platforms, they are very much practicing such a thing. But this cannot be the plan of true God. Husband and wives are meant to walk through the life together faithfully until death separates them. Husband or wife, neither of them are a thing that you go and grab it from the shop. Let's give full attention what Daniel Haqiqatjou and Mohammed Hijab is telling us.
I found out about my wife's past. Am I justified in wanting to divorce her? This is from Reddit. Someone Muslim posted. I'm a male, 29 years old. I've been married to my wife who's 27 for 4 years. And before I married my wife, I'd always thought she had never had a past. She didn't seem like that sort of woman. And also when I asked my wife whether she has ever had a relationship before, she told me no, that she's never been with a man, and even swore on Allah. So I had no reason to doubt my wife. She prays her daily 5 prayers, wears the hijab, and has a good character. In fact, before I married my wife, my family was told that she's a good religious woman and would make an excellent wife for me. Everyone vouched for her. Anyways, a few weeks ago while I was cleaning my wife's room, I found medical reports from when she must have been around 18 to 20 before we met, where she was prescribed birth control, and she was told the doctor that she told the doctor that she had been intimately active. I also found evidence that my wife had once gotten pregnant, and she terminated her own pregnancy. At first, I thought these could be maybe her sisters who aren't practicing and obviously date men, but the name and age on these reports were all my wife's. When I looked clearly, I had no reason to doubt the papers in these files. I felt disgusted. I confronted my wife with the file and those papers, and she started to cry and tell me that those are her papers and that she did have promiscuous past when she was in university abroad. She studied in Canada on a scholarship, by the way. She told me that she told me that she never thought that I would find out that she has come across many fatawa that say that any sin, if you repent, that Allah has forgiven, it is like you never committed the sin, and that one is allowed to lie to conceal their past sins. I was really upset at the time, and I called her a bunch of names like 304. She was sobbing, and because I couldn't even look at my wife without imagining her with all those men who had her before me, I left the room. I'm beyond devastated, and I want to leave my wife. I feel like she only married me for the financial security, as she had asked me for a huge sum of mahar, to give her also to give her a monthly allowance, and also is very demanding. But I can't believe that there were men who didn't have to do any of that to get my wife to be intimate with them, and now I feel like I was always the safe option she would marry after she did all that. I haven't spoken to my wife since that incident. Now, even though I want to leave her, my wife and I have a 2-year-old daughter together. I fear divorcing my wife could hurt our daughter, and also have a feeling my wife could tell our daughter stories about me so that she would see me as the villain in this situation. I mean, she would be the one who gets the custody of this child, and I would have to pay child support according to the law. That's why I'm confused as to what to do in this situation. A part of me feels like getting revenge on my wife by marrying another woman who is much prettier to get even once she becomes old, and then leave her to make her feel as betrayed as I did. I can't stand her anymore. I want to get out. Am I justified in wanting a divorce?
Do you even need a reason to divorce your wife? You don't actually even need it. There's nothing in Islam that says you need a reason to divorce your wife. But in terms of the protocol of divorcing your wife, do you actually need a mubarrir or a Allah or a sabab or a reason? Not in the abstracted ruling. Okay. However, now going back to the second thing about what she said and to him, she said that she was told that she could lie, because she's concealing a sin. I have to say I agree with that. I think she could lie for that. So you've got two sins. You've got the sin of her committing the sin, the sin of her spreading her sin, and then you've got the sin of her lying. I think the sin of lying is less than the sin of her saying it. And there's different fatwas on this, and you'll find all over the Muslim world scholars saying that if you've committed a sin and someone asks you directly, did you do this? And you lie, it's allowed in that situation because mbab khaf ad-darain is the lesser of the two evils. So I don't disagree that there's fatwas out there, and if she's following those fatwas, she's not sinful for that aspect of things.
No, but
can they lie about if someone asks them directly? And you'll find that there's different opinion. Some scholars will say no, because the sin of lying is more, and some scholars will say yes. The opinion I just follow, I'm not a mujtahid here, but the opinion I follow is that it makes sense for the lying, I think, is less of a sin.
Think about it like a contract, right?
I get
like
it,
if you're selling something. So like in any kind of contract, like if I go steal a car and then I come and sell it to you, I say, oh, this is a legitimate car that I'm selling to you. I'm selling you something like this has a defective element to it because it has been illegally acquired. You're selling something defective. You're selling something that with you're deceiving the party that in the contract. Actually,
yeah, but
like these wives are not like you. These wives are not like your family.
Yeah. If we
heard about your family, mashallah. You have a report card for your wife. You expect breakfast in bed.
I'm gonna get to something.
These women are not. They're getting the monthly allowance, and they're not giving him breakfast in bed. They're not giving him this kind of treatment.
They're not giving him breakfast in bed. That's a different story. Because I'm gonna give him something now. I'm gonna give him the golden bullet. But before the monthly allowance, look, Islamic ruling that I've read, and Allahu Alam, is you have to give her the basics for what she's living. Yeah, she's not entitled to more than this. If she's rebellious, you can actually remove money from her monthly wage. So, for example, if she's nashas now, you're not going to give her money. Okay, or you can decide not to give her money. So you can reduce the monthly payment if you think you're paying too much, so long as you're covering the basics. I think you should get married to a second woman. This is what I think you should do. I think you should take it upon yourself to get married to a second wife. But what I'm saying I would do, this is what happened to me. And wallahi, I'd get married to 2 other women, not 1. I'd have 3 wives at this point, maybe 4 actually, because I think that now if this woman come back and say, actually, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I said, sorry, brother. So you want me to imagine you with this and that, and I'm not going to do this and that? No. You can use this as the opportunity, to psychological leveraging, so that you can go and get yourself a second and a third and maybe even a 4th wife, depending on what you can handle. I think the best option for this particular situation is polygamy. He's going to divorce her. He's going to go through that process anyway. He might as well get something out of it. You might as well now go get a second wife, a third wife. Enjoy. I'm sorry to say, you can get married to a second wife without your first wife's knowledge. It's valid. I think you should do this. Just open marriage. Second, go and get a second wife. Simple as that. Go and get a second wife. Go to the coffee shop. Go to the coffee shop or go to or go to the restaurant. Get the welly. Yeah, no problem. Say it with the second one. Yeah.
Check the proportions.
Make sure you check the proportions. Yeah, but it's different. It's got to be tanawwa now. Yeah. If you've got a North African one, you have to go for the black. If you've got the black one, you have to go for the Asian. If you've got the Asian, maybe you want to try the white. It's got to be a level of tanawwa and
variety.
Diversity in your taste. You got to refine your palate.
Refine your palate, yeah. You have a very refined palate, brother Hijab. I think we're appreciating a connoisseur right here. We're talking to a connoisseur.
Brother, go. Do it, akhi. It's not that hard. Go and do it, man. Bismillah. Have a different attitude towards the situation. Don't show her you're so insecure, you care too much about it. Oh, you had a past. Okay, so no more. I'm gonna have a future. You're gonna have a past. I'm gonna have a future. That's what the situation is. Yeah, you're gonna have a past. I'm gonna have a present right now. No problem. You had your fun. Now it's my turn. You say that. You say that here. Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
That's the solution. And then just watch it. At least, akhi, just try it. Don't just go and do it, akhi. Simple. Second, third, fourth. Actually go for two at the same time. You'll be fantastic if you do that. Akhi, show how respectful you will go from here, inexperienced Muslim man and so that, and I was doing this and I was doing that, to here, akhi, she'll feel, okay, wait up. He's doing this, that, and the other. Okay, say no more. That's what I think you should do. Yeah, whatever, man. Who cares about all that, man? You know what I mean? Like, you just get married to a second wife, third wife. Don't worry. Don't show too much insecurity to the woman, man. She's gonna get put off you or something. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
You decide whether you want to be with her or not. If you don't, just move on, get a new one, or I would say get a second one, man. To be honest, or a third. That's my advice. But that's not.
Is this such a marriage you want to be? You want to be seen as a thing by use date? I hope your answer is no if you are listening me as a Muslim woman. I hope you don't see yourself as a thing for a man. You are made in the image of God, and eternal Son of God loves you enough to give himself for you. And dear beloved of Christ, as you are listening this, I hope it crushes your heart and puts fire in your heart so that you can go out and reach these women with the glorious gospel of our glorious God.